grunge versus Britpop?
Grunge as a whole. Although grunge was starting to get stale by the time Britpop was starting to be a thing. So
I was gonna say, because grunge was kind of on the out when Oasis came.
yeah, like there were a lot of Pearl Jam imitators. I'm hungry. Although that song was good, but yeah,
Yeah,
there are a lot of people imitating that.
That was actually, wasn't that pre-Pearl Jam though?
That was
Temple of the Dog.
Yeah, but there were a lot of people.
Hungry.
There were a lot of
hungry.
There were a lot of people doing that voice, and it was getting pretty stale by the time Oasis and Blur became a thing.
You know, I kind of don't like Pearl Jam because I feel like they're.
I despise Pearl Jam. I think Pearl Jam is like the worst grunge band.
I never liked them. Like their first one has some songs I like.
10 is good, and then everything else can go fuck itself.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much how I felt.
Fun, it's the Autobahn. Fun, it's the Autobahn.
Usually, like, there's a lot of bands where it's like, this is the greatest hits band. You don't really need any more. Like, oh, well, Pearl Jam, you don't need it.
Their greatest hits is 10.
I was gonna say, all you have to do is just get 10 and you got the greatest hits. Because I think like every good song that they ever did is on 10.
She lies and says she's in love with him. Can't find a better man. Hello and welcome to Side 1, Side B. I'm Dave.
I'm Steve.
I'm Sean.
And we have a guest today.
Dylan.
Dylan is
First time guest.
kind of my brother-in-law. I know you're not married to my sister, but you know, close enough.
Yeah.
That's easier to say than my boyfriend or my sister's boyfriend.
Yeah.
We got the in-laws now.
Yeah, we got the in-laws.
Yeah. Well, Dylan,
Here we go. It's the Nepo podcast.
Yeah.
No, I'm excited. Yeah,
I don't think we've ever had a guest that none of us know. So yeah, it is kind of the Nepo podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, Dylan, I invited you on this one because I know you're into like a lot of the modern like EDM type stuff. And this is an episode that we're putting together to kind of honor my dad. This is a record that's out of his collection. We used to go like vinyl hunting together. Like we'd go to that place over in Council Bluffs a lot and go through that guy's insanely huge record collection. And he was always telling me like, keep an eye out for KRAFTWERK's AUTOBAHN album. I need a copy of that. I thought he lost his, but I actually have two of them. Like Sean's got the more beat up copy. So I think he was just looking for a cleaner copy. But yeah, today we're taking a look at KRAFTWERK's AUTOBAHN album. And
Yeah.
interesting is this band doesn't remind me of my dad at all. So
Yeah.
Ja, das ist gut, ja.
So what does everyone know about KRAFTWERK? What is your relationship to KRAFTWERK?
that's it. Me finding this record for my dad, and yeah, I think he liked it just because he was a car guy. So I remember when I was listening to it, I was thinking this is probably a good one to like cruise to. So that's probably why he liked it.
I know about it when I came over today and you said we're doing this album.
Yeah. So you've never listened to KRAFTWERK before?
I've never heard of them.
Have you ever listened to Big Black's songs about fucking?
Yeah.
You know that song, like the third track on that, where it's she's a model and she's looking good. That's a KRAFTWERK cover.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's got a good groove to it.
Yeah.
That's perfect. It reminds me of an artist, Ninja Rochi. She has a song that's like, I fucked my computer, and it, oh God, what? Also gives me like that Poppy vibe, almost, yeah. Poppy.
Yeah.
We could talk about Poppy for a while.
Yeah.
Who's Poppy?
Yeah. But KRAFTWERK were like one of the first synth pop bands. Like a lot of you know, like the big 80s ones were drawing direct influence from them. So like Human League, Depeche Mode, all that, you could say were directly influenced by them. They weren't the first band to really get into synthesizers. But like before then, a lot of the bands who were doing like synth only music were classical musicians like Wendy Carlos, that type of thing. So they were really the ones who were really bringing it into like a more popular music. They were kind of a second or even third rate krautrock band before they really got into the synth pop thing, and then they became amazing. So they were considered kind of one of the lesser bands. In fact, like the drummer for one of my favorite krautrock bands, Klaus Dinger from Neu, played with Kraftwerk on their first album, and then thought they sucked and went and started his own band, Neu, which is a great band. Hallow Gallows, one of my all-time favorite songs. But, you know, like they weren't, like, respected it a lot in the krautrock scene. The krautrock scene, briefly, I just read a great book about them called Neuklang. It's worth checking out. I'm also drawing some from the No Dogs in Space series that's on the bands Amandul 2 and Can. They were a bunch of, like, young, revolutionary, angry, like, German youth. They lived in communes a lot. They hated their parents. And why they hated their parents is their parents were Nazis. The denazification... Nazis, yeah. Denazification was largely a failed product in West Germany. It was more successful in East Germany. Why is a completely different topic. But yeah, it was a failed project. A lot of people who were Nazis were getting back into positions of government. And these were a bunch of young people who thought, fuck this, and some of them literally were their parents. And they like started living in communes and making angry revolutionary music. A lot of it sounds a lot like jazz, but it's kind of musically all over the place. My favorite krautrock band is called Can. Yeah, they're very jazz influenced, but there's another famous one, Amandul 2, which sounds like kind of like Black Sabbath. They're like really heavy. And then Faust, another one, sounds a lot like the Velvet Underground.
You'll need to bring a record of theirs in sometime then.
Yeah.
That's funny. After like, you know, fall of Nazism or whatever, and they were like, all the Nazis were just coming back. That's the same thing that happened after the Civil War.
Yeah.
After the South fell, like all the representatives that like were representing the southern states, they basically got reelected.
Yeah, former Confederates.
Yeah, former Confederates, and that's where the whole like, if you guys remember, they were talking about the traitor clause, you know.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why they were trying to get Trump for being a traitor.
Yeah. Like a lot of the krautrock bands had ties to the RAF. That is not the Royal Air Force. That's the Revolutionary Action Front that one of the better Omaha punk bands named themselves after. But they were like a literal militant group. Like their logo was a star with a assault rifle in it, who were trying to overthrow the government.
Yeah, there's a channel I sometimes watch called East Germany Explained, and they recently did a video on the RAF. I think it was kind of anti-RAF, but it was still very interesting to listen to.
It is, yeah. They did kill some people, and so some people might be split on whether it was worth it to kill the people they did. This is not the podcast to get into that. This is like this album right here, Autobahn, was the first Kraftwerk album that sounded like Kraftwerk. Like their early stuff sounded like it was trying to like imitate like Can or Tangerine Dream, other krautrock bands, and so it's like a lot of guitar and flute and organ. And this is when they just started, fuck it, we're gonna do synthesizers, and that's when they kind of found their voice and they got better for it. But one of the things I think is funny about it is look at the back of the album, they still look like a krautrock band on this. When like a few years later, when they're doing albums like Trans Europe Express and The Man Machine, they like are wearing like red shirts and black ties and are purposefully moving like robots and have their faces made up in a weird way so they don't move, so they look more like robots. But here they still look like people here, and some of them even have like long hair and beards. But
yeah, I was gonna say that could be pretty much any like 70s band right there.
Yeah.
We are krautrock, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, krautrock is a whole interesting thing to explore.
Show Dylan.
Yes.
I saw a joke online that aging punks either get into krautrock or rockabilly. I guess I'm the krautrock guy.
I don't know what the hell I've gotten into.
Side note, I have a small collection of Eastern Bloc made guitars, and some of my favorite instruments are from East Germany. From
The Musimas?
The Musima.
The tonika. Touch the tonika.
The tonika is Russian, da.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you touch the tonika?
See, if I ever touch the tonika live, and I'm doing it with my Musima hollow body, I should probably just sing it, touch the Musima instead.
Yeah. I'll ask you to describe the front of the record, then we'll have Dylan describe the back a little more.
It's the Autobahn, yeah.
It's the Autobahn, yeah.
Ja. Das ist gut, ja. My German teacher from high school is rolling in his grave. If he's dead, I don't know if he's dead.
He's alive, but you killed him.
Yeah, probably.
But,
It looks like the Autobahn, which through our extensive research means motorway.
yes.
But it's the highway through Germany. And it's got the little like rear view mirror. It looks like it's like the point of view of someone driving, and it's got a rear view mirror, and it's got the four heads from the back, and it's on the back is that picture
yeah.
amplified.
It almost looks like you're looking at a cover to that 70s show. But
Yeah.
Cleveland rocks. Oh wait, that's the Drew Carey show.
and
We are German, yeah.
Yeah.
The one guy with the
Yeah,
white
the
shirt,
classic
he
roof.
looks very serious.
Yeah. I do think one thing that I do think is funny is it's like they're all in the same car, but it's like, is it four to the front? And which one of them is driving? Like, who's holding the steering wheel?
We need no steering wheel, yeah.
The Autobahn is efficient and straight. Our alignment is perfect.
German engineering, yeah.
What do you think of the cover, Dylan?
I love the cover. Yeah, the front struck me like right as soon as you showed me it downstairs at their home, honestly. I'm like, your dad has this?
I have to imagine my dad came across this album because he was record shopping, saw that it was called Autobahn and has that cover and went, oh yeah, driving music.
Yep.
It is good driving music, and we will get into why after we listen to the one song on the first side. The first side is one song.
This is going to be really hard to keep notes on.
Yeah. It is called Autobahn. It is the title track. And
It's like Tubular Bells.
yes, that like krautrock, a lot of it does sound a lot like prog, but it's prog with a very angry energy. So like Pink Floyd.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of it, though, is very minimalistic. Like, when I said Hello Gallo by Neu is one of my favorite songs of all time, no vocals, and it's a 10-minute long song with one chord. It's an A chord through the whole song, and it's doing, like, different, like, modulation and fade stuff with it, so it sounds cool. Like, it's it keeps it interesting, but it's one chord for 10 minutes.
That'd be, yeah.
We're entering the territory of German hard techno, gentlemen.
Yeah, it really did inspire like a lot of the German techno was inspired by a lot of this because it's
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been fun to the repetition, but the German.
I just want to make sure that you brought the E today.
As far as your experience with electronic music, Dylan, how far do you go back?
About like 2010, I
Okay.
would say, but also, I mean, I'd say I really became a fan like in like 2005 or 4 or something when I would go to like roller rinks and stuff.
Right on.
Inline skating a lot. Yeah, I would really get into like some of the faster paced modern drum and bass music from like Nero is a really big.
Yeah.
And they were a band.
Nice.
Yeah, they have a song called "Me and You." That's like kind of starts off with a really like racy sound, like lots of that.
So you're not really familiar with like the pioneers, so this will be this will be
absolutely
interesting.
not, no. Yeah. The closest pioneer I would say is like I mean,
Well, like
silliness.
Daft Punk,
it's
maybe?
like Daft Punk, or otherwise I'd go even more silly modern from myself and say like Dead Mouse, something that'll make you cringe a little, but still, I mean, he has some good records. Or Dead Mouse or Armin van Buuren. I'd say he's a really big name in
Right
the
on.
trance side of things.
Nice. I'm really curious as to what you'll think of this too, because it will
Yeah, I'm excited. It's so heartwarming for you guys to let me on this. I thought you guys might have already done this, but I'm like, no. If Steve's inviting me today, I got to get here.
Yeah. Like,
Thanks for waiting.
Like at this time, it was before there were any digital synths. So like this was before they even Kraftwerk were like when they could start hooking these things up to computers. Like in the 80s, they definitely were. They had an album called Computer World when they started doing that. But these are all like analog machines. So these are all like knobs and wires at this point.
Yeah, that's so exciting.
Yeah. So Dave, let's talk about the lineup on this album then.
All right. At this point, the lineup, I'm going to have to read the names because I'm bad at pronouncing German. But the lineup was...
If he gets it wrong, correct us in the comments because that's free engagement.
Yeah.
Do you want me to try it?
Going into this, like they had been a 4-piece early on, but at this point, the 4-piece had gone down to a 2-piece, which was Florian Schneider and Ralf Hutter, but they added Klaus Roeder and Wolfgang Fleur.
It's just like every stereotypical German name.
Yeah,
I'm imagining the German kid from The Simpsons now.
yeah, but yeah, delicious. On this record, they're all pretty much playing synths. Although Wolfgang Fleur was the drummer and was like starting to do e-drum stuff. And you did have the other 3 all doing like guitar, organ, and flute, just not as much as Florian and Ralph had on the earlier ones. So like there's still some elements of the old kind of jazz influenced krautrock in here, but it was a move away from that. So you'll just occasionally hear a flute in the mix, basically.
Yeah, I remember hearing like guitar and flute and some other things in the mix. So
that used to be what drove the band's sound. So this was a marked shift. It was not as well received by critics at the time, and then in retrospect.
All right. Do we have anything else to talk about before we throw this on?
You know, I kind of do. Who's the man on the far right in the back image here?
That guy?
Maybe the long-haired fella, yeah.
No, I do know that
like a baby face.
I do know
he's also
that,
like
yeah.
staring very, yeah.
I do know that
seriously.
that guy in like the baseball shirt is Ralf Hutter.
Oh,
but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the guy on the far right, he actually looks like a pretty, really well-known like synthy, but electro artist, I guess I would say, named Madian. Might be familiar with that name, but he's also very modern. I mean, that's as modern as you get. So
Here, let me see.
I saw him, one of the most major artists I saw, and Rachel would be like, "Oh my God, you're right."
Yeah.
I saw him in 2014 when I first went to Red Rocks. They would do a really big event called Global Dance Festival. They had
The guy in the middle right, he kind of looks like he could be like a BG.
Yeah.
And then he kind of looks like Woody Harrelson.
Yeah. But like a nerdy.
A German Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
We make no jokes here.
On the back, I like that it's got like the English translations here.
Yeah.
I saw that.
There's a degree to which like
Americans.
the records like a little later in their career, like The Man Machine and Trans Europe Express, there's a degree to which I like the English version a little more because it sounds stilted, so it makes them sound more like robots when they do it in translation.
All right. Well, yeah, we got side 1, which is just Autobahn. So fuck us for keeping notes.
Yeah. Oh, we'll find stuff to talk about. Trust me.
It's kind of like when I bought Jethro Tull's "Thick as a Brick" album. I bought it on CD and I put it in the CD player, and iTunes just came up with track 1 and track 2, and I was like, "What?" I thought something was wrong with it.
Maybe at some point we'll do Tego Mago album by Can in a different season where it's a double album. Side 2 is all one side, and side 3 is all one song too.
Yeah.
So it's just like there's songs on the first side and the last side, and then long instrumental jams on like half the record.
The first Husker Du album, which is a live album, Land Speed record, on the CD, it only has track 1 and 2, which is basically when you bought it on record, it'd be side 1 and side 2. but like,
It's all just real fast, short, hardcore songs.
yeah, but like you can barely tell the transitions between each song because they play so fast and they just like keep going. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I suppose we should also talk a little bit about the production staff. I especially like their names because we got engineer Conrad Plank.
Oh yeah, Conrad.
Which that was done at Connie's studio with their mobile equipment. The mastering was done by Gilbert Kong, so that makes me think of Gilbert Godfrey as King Kong. The cover painting by Emil Schmaltz, and the back cover photo was by Barbara Niemöller. And we've already mentioned the band, so. Yeah, this album was released in 1974 by Phonogram Inc., and my copy was printed in the USA. So, yeah,
USA. Fuck you, Germans. Oh, wait. Deutschland.
All right, so I think that's it.
Yep. Time to listen to.
Oh, wait. Track list again. What was the track list again? I can't remember.
Autobahn.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll remind you as the song starts.
Okay.
And when the next song starts, I'll let you know.
Oh, thank you.
So I feel like that's a missed opportunity. It's like you said in the Jeff Rosenberg episodes. They should have talked to you first, Sean.
I know. Fun. The Autobahn. Fun.
We're back from fun on the Autobahn.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it was so fun. It was so fun.
Going to get some lager and
Some
sauerkraut.
So
it's Schniederwitzel.
what'd you guys think?
I loved it. Fantastic song.
What song was it again?
This was Autobahn
Oh, I missed that.
from the album Autobahn by the band KRAFTWERK. I think there's a band called Autobahn, but yeah.
There is.
Yeah.
They popped up when I mistakenly put the album name in earlier.
Fun. It's the Autobahn.
What'd you think, Dylan?
I'm a big enjoyer. Yeah, definitely there are some very repetitive like lulls kind of in between, like the atmospheres that they try and take you through.
Yeah, there's like a whole bunch of different like types of atmospheres it takes you through the course of the whole song. So there's like different movements.
It's like a long road trip and the different kinds of roadway you're on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like how the percussion like carries through like in a kind of like low end way.
What do you think, Sean?
I thought it was
That's right.
relaxing. It's
like a relaxing anthem.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know how to like.
Honestly, I was surprised because I was thinking it was going to be a little bit more. You're like, oh, it's good driving music. To me, like driving music is like, I thought it was going to be a little more driving, but it was relaxing. It was like a relaxing Sunday drive on the Autobahn.
Yeah. A Sunday drive, I think, would be a good way to put it. Because there are moments where I mentioned it kind of reminds me a bit of like Queens of the Stone Age songs for the deaf, whereas that's a road trip album where they put in like radio station stuff in between. Kind of a similar concept here, albeit the music is nothing similar.
Yeah. I liked the music, like the repetitive nature though, but with the changes throughout, and then like the things they cycle back to did like do a lot to give a sense of forward momentum, and it kept going. And at the time when the drum beat was more busy, I do want to talk about that some. That is called a motoric beat that was pioneered by a number of musicians, including the band Can, but also by Klaus Dinger, who is no longer with Kraftwerk at this time and was in Neu. It is notable in the song Hallo Gallo, the one with just the A chord through the whole thing. But it was used a lot by a lot of like other krautrock bands and a lot by like post-punk bands, like Motoric Beat. One song that is my go-to example of it is Roadrunner by Modern Lovers, another great driving song. But another example is Mongoloid by Devo. So it's just like this very specific drum beat that's like very, like, it's 4/4, but it's very propulsive and it feels like it's moving forward. And it's designed to remind you of driving.
Yes.
And I love that.
Yes.
Very cool, yeah.
Yeah, it was great, yeah.
It's used a lot. Yeah, the beat was also used a lot by like.
Should we go song by song?
Let's go song by song. So Autobahn.
It'll never work.
I like that it as somebody that's been like in the car driving for like long periods of time, it kind of reminded me of like driving during the day and then the sun goes out and then you're driving so long that like the dusk comes up again. I like the little like noises that sounded like he was in like heavy traffic. Even though they were synths, but they sounded like cars speeding past and that kind of stuff. A lot of the synths sounded like arpeggiated or sequenced, but it's kind of like a little bit before that time, except for one part that you mentioned, like towards the end. If
it's like sequenced in a way that sounds like Baba O'Reilly by The Who, that's about all sequencers could do at that time. Yeah. So like if it sounds like that kind of pattern, then it's a sequencer. If not, it's someone playing it live.
Yeah. The first section, I think, was very happy sounding. Sean, I think you kind of described it as whimsical or well, a different part, but that also.
Well, no, it was the same. It was the same because it wrapped around.
Oh, like, okay, gotcha.
It was that same part, but I was saying that like the whole song sounds a lot more whimsical than I thought it would, given like how serious the guys look on the. And it just kind of made me laugh because I'm sitting there imagining like these German guys very serious, but then it's like. Fun on the Autobahn. It's like,
they were Beach Boys fans.
Yeah, but it's just like, it cracks me up to see like the serious face and they're like, you know,
fun.
Autobahn. Anyways, and like, especially when we looked at that one picture where their hair is like slicked back, like, you know, like
where they looked a little too German, I thought.
Yeah, a little like they looked like the chicks from the
Addicted to
Love video.
Yeah.
I think my well faces, you're addicted to lunch.
I wonder if that video was referencing Kraftwerk with how the chicks were dressed.
Yeah, maybe,
yeah.
But I did say I did like the when you're talking about the car, I liked how it was the synths making the car noises. And then like the piano kind of made the sound of a horn and stuff like that, and like the you know.
What I thought was interesting, which basically only applies to my copy or any copy that's like dirty, is the vinyl pops kind of made it sound like it was raining too.
Yeah.
I liked like the more industrial section that we were just talking about a lot. Like the first section, I think didn't sound too far removed from like, I don't know, bands like Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
But the next section got like industrial.
In the section where it gets industrial, where it's all, you know, like kind of tinny sounding drum sounds. I think part of the road trip that is emulating is there are no radio stations in range. So now I'm just going to listen to my engine make funny noises.
Yeah.
Should I get that looked at? Well, hopefully not anytime soon because I'm in the middle of nowhere.
I remember when I got to the point where I was like leasing new cars for a while, I thought it was interesting to have a car that didn't make noises.
Yeah.
Dylan, what did you think of the song?
I really liked it. Again, something about the just progressiveness reminded me of like anthem music and just stuff that you would like cheer to. Oh, actually, yeah. Like they did start like kind of chanting and almost cheering the chorus towards the end.
Yeah.
Like a fun at the Autobahn.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I really liked that the most. And so with like with the synths sounding like cars, I loved when it just like would blend from channel to channel. I think doing that for that time and
when it sounded like he was kind of switching to the radio stations for the vocals.
Yeah,
I thought that was really cool.
Well, yeah, and then like the pan.
Yeah, the panning. Yeah, the panning. That's right. Yes.
Yeah, with the filter sweep.
Yeah,
that sounds excellent for its time in '76.
Yeah,
or
74. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was interesting though that like, well, a lot of the ingredients of what would become synth pop are in here. It's not really that dancey. That's because like disco wasn't really a thing yet, so there wasn't like Gigi or Moroder working with Donna Summer was yet to happen. Granted, it was going to happen very soon after this, but that was not an ingredient that was in there yet. And so this was just sounded almost more like a psychedelic record, only with almost entirely synths and the occasional piano thrown in. It did get really anthemic too, like when, like most of the time the synths sounded like synths and weren't trying to emulate other instruments, but there's a time when it sounds almost like horns, like brass, and it's playing like a really, you know, kind of like anthemic type little melody to it, which, yeah, it's almost like it's the theme song for Travel by Road. Fun thing to note about Kraftwerk is they did another album much later called Tour de France, and then like probably my favorite record of theirs from 77, Trans-Europe Express, which is about trains. So they've done about all kinds of land vehicles like cars and trains and bikes. They are a band about practical material things.
Very German.
Very German.
I'm going to try to pronounce the names of the next 4 songs.
And I will give the English translation.
All right. Comet Melody.
Comet Melody.
Ein.
1.
Comet Melody.
Comet Melody.
2.
2.
Mitternacht.
Midnight.
Mitternacht.
Yeah, midnight.
Morton's friggin' gang.
Morning walk.
Morgan
Spicer gang.
Oh, next season I'm gonna make it. You all listen to Molchat Doma, which is a Belarusian band, and so the song titles are in like acrylic on the back.
Oh, nice.
I love how Germans just like cram words together when they're like referring to a concept.
You know what though? So I actually watched some like linguistic stuff, and they talk about we do that too.
Yeah,
Like we do like front yard, you know, like
front yard. Yeah,
we
Not
do
front
like
yard.
that smashing of words together when like our some of the words that we do like that, like they do like we have butterfly and there's this like Schmetterling, but words that they cram together that we don't, a lot of those are actually our French words. Like,
yeah.
So because we're like 30% French, and we're like 30% Germanic, and like 30% like a smattering of other
all in
things.
one
Yeah. I think the biggest chunk is German, but yeah.
Well, Germanic. It's not really German. We're just like the West
yeah.
Germanic.
Anglo-Saxon, technically, yeah.
Because when I look at like French and Spanish and
We even have,
Italian, I recognize a lot of the words just by looking at them. But German looks entirely foreign to me.
German is much more closely related to us, though, because we are English is a Germanic language, not a Romantic language, because Romantic languages are pretty and they rhyme a lot and they make sense.
and well, that's actually like so ironic. So like alliterations, the alliterates.
Yep.
Like if you look at like Old English poetry, they mostly use alliterations. It wasn't until like the Norman invasion in 1066 when we started incorporating French that we actually went to like rhyming schemes of poetry.
Yeah, which is funny. Like the sonnet, they had to make a distinction between Italian and English sonnets, and that's not the language spoken in, because you can write Italian sonnets in English. It's just the English sonnet has a less strict rhyme scheme because it's harder to rhyme things in a Germanic language than it is a Romantic language.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever heard that song by the Italian artist where he tried to make it sound like English but didn't use any English words?
Yeah.
It's fascinating. I love it.
Yeah, I heard it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so like basically like when we make new words, we make it like a dramatic thing, like megabyte.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
we
a good
do
point.
we do the way the Germans do, where they smash two words together, like mega and bite. Like, so, like we do have that tradition, but it's just like when we were like the languages were mixing, like some things that we were naming things were, we would take like the French words. So like, it's like, so like they're cows when they're alive, but it's a steak or beef when it's, beef is the French word, cows is the Sax or the Germanic word.
Yeah, a lot of times
Yeah.
it's a division between like noble and commoner language.
Yeah. So like they said it's like, or like pig and then pork when it's on the table. You know?
Yeah. Well, it's like the commoner's relationship to livestock is as a living animal, while the noble is as meat to be consumed.
Yeah.
Not that the commoners weren't also eating meat; they were just eating it more sparingly because they had to save it for special occasions or sell it to nobles to make their money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like the nobles were the ones that were naming the dishes, and the peasants were the ones that were raising the livestock.
Yeah.
So that's why they have two different names.
I'm looking through the Wikipedia page right here to kind of get an idea about side 2, and it says, in Britain, electronic music was popularly known as Doctor Who music.
The Doctor Who theme song was one of the first electronic songs. It's one of the first ones people really recognized too. Like a lot of people, like when that first came out, a lot of people hadn't heard anything like that yet.
Yeah.
Fun at the Autobahn.
The Doctor Who theme fucking slaps, by the way.
Yeah.
Side note. All of them.
Sure. I don't know if I've ever heard. I've never watched Doctor Who.
It's a mixed bag. When it's good, it's good. Most of the time, it's kind of there.
I really like
need
a
to
lot of the
watch it.
modern series, but trying to get through the classic series was like a slog. Like I remember Star Trek seemed refreshingly modern in comparison.
Star Trek's faster paced and was written for adults more.
Yeah.
Like Doctor Who, the original Doctor Who was written, it was more meant to be an educational show for children at first.
Oh. Well, I know they had a number of lost seasons or lost episodes in the early days.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
through. I think I stopped kind of in the middle of the second Doctor, so I probably should get to the third Doctor. It probably starts picking up there.
Yeah. Are we ready to start the side that isn't as straightforward synth pop and has a little bit more of the krautrock in it?
Yes, here we go.
Yes. Fun, it's the Autobahn.
And we're back.
Fun, it's
Side
the
2
Autobahn.
of Autobahn by Kraftwerk.
There was even less singing on side 2. It is kind of funny. By the Man Machine, they are writing 3-minute songs that they all have like verse, chorus, and vocals throughout. So they did become much more structured and poppier as they got more into synths.
This side reminded me more of like film or TV scores than it did like a side of like popular music.
Yeah.
And you know, all of these songs built up a really interesting like soundscape.
Yeah.
Which I found to be really enjoyable. It was an interesting like set of songs. Like to me, it almost like built like a you're returning from the road trip kind of stuff like that. Like the first song was just like doomy and gloomy. It's like, oh, I have to go back to work.
Yeah.
Like at one point you were describing your email routine.
Yeah.
It was something.
I liked all 4 of these songs for different reasons. Although the first 2 kind of paired well together and one built into 2, so like those 2 I like to look at as more of a whole. But the other 2 were good standalone songs, even though one did flow from the other. But they were contrasting moods, which is how they were related. So
What'd you think, Dylan?
I did get a little mixed up between, kind of the connection between, what is it, Comet Melody, I'll just say 1 and 2. As far as I could tell, it was the second one that had like the triumphant progression that kind of came in with the synths, right?
Yeah. It went from...
I marked it as the Super Nintendo section.
Yeah.
Isn't that right?
It went from the void of space to the triumph of the comet.
Triumph of the will. What? No, don't. No,
shoots you.
Nine.
Nine!
Right after that, it like shoots you into the atmosphere, and it's all, just ambient for the most part.
Yeah. It's a successful side of music, I think. I liked it. It was, but it felt more like a soundtrack than putting on a pop or rock record.
Yeah, I needed a drink of caffeine. I'm sorry. Like, this is the kind of stuff that I read to and like fall asleep to. So
it is good reading music.
Oh yeah, because it doesn't have any words, so it's like something you would listen to while you're like studying or reading or which is what I do. Like Jacob, one of our other guests, he had introduced me a long time ago, separate from the podcast, John Fahey, who's just like an acoustic guitar player, and it's like great reading music. Anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would listen to this again just to read to, really.
Yeah.
And also hear the fun on the Autobahn. I'm going to be saying that all fucking week now.
You're going to catch yourself singing that at work.
I will.
I'm just imagining my dad smoking weed and listening to this.
Yeah.
He was more into like Southern rock and dad rock and that kind of stuff. So I have a hard time like picturing him like listening to this, but I can also. It's not really that far removed from things like Pink Floyd, and I know he liked Pink Floyd.
This was his relaxing music, I think.
Although he gave me his copy of Uma Guma because he hated it, and I think this album has more in common with Uma Guma than, I don't know, Dark Side of the Moon.
Oh, yeah.
All right, track by track, Comet Melody 1. It's really slow and doomy. I could see like a band like Black Sabbath like putting it on like right before they walk out on stage.
Yeah.
And then when you were describing your work email.
Yeah.
Because, after the first side, it's just like, all right, you're back from vacation now, and you have to go back into work. So it's doomy and gloomy. And it's just like, I don't want to do any of this. I'm sad.
Yeah, it did sound like planetarium music to me, but kind of a little more menacing than they tend to let that. Like the bass especially had just kind of like a threatening growl to it. Although they cut in with a little bit of piano to lighten the mood. But I thought,
there was a soft part, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it right at the end?
Yeah, right at the end to kind of lead it into part 2. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I thought it was in the first one. Honestly, it was like one of my favorite sounds that happened in the first one that does have that lo-fi energy. It's that like sparkle. Like I would describe it as the sparkly Disney sound, if you guys know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yes. During this entire side, there were multiple times where I thought of like Disney music.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it makes sense.
In such a menacing way.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense that they do like a lot. They did a lot of
Made the ears happy.
soundtrack work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was like common in the krautrock scene, especially with bands like Can and Tangerine Dream. They love doing that kind of stuff.
In that box of cassette, I got like 4 Tangerine Dream cassettes, so we should go through those sometime.
Go through those with Dan. That's like his favorite band.
Yeah.
That and Jethro Tull.
I got a bunch of those too.
I would never imagine that one of his favorite bands is Jethro Tull,
The flute guy.
the flute guy. Really? I thought it was. I said it was pretty and menacing, but it still made me want to fall asleep.
Yeah. It's great music to put on to read or to clean or to go to sleep. Yeah.
Yeah, this is in general. This whole album is like something that you would put on in the background while you're doing something else.
You should try the Man Machine sometime. That's much different.
Okay.
You should try the man
Try the
machine.
man
The
machine.
way you said that was a little like, what is the man machine there, Dave?
The man machine is a dance machine.
Oh, okay.
That like by the man machine is when they were getting like disco was starting to be a thing that was using a lot of synthesizers. So they're like, let's make a dance album.
Oh, okay.
So
I was thinking man machine, like,
I was thinking of the prostitute robot in New Vegas.
Oh yeah,
the man machine.
Fisto.
Fisto.
That's what I should have named Flexo. I should have named him Fisto.
Rip your dick off.
We call him Fisto Roboto, but he doesn't just fist.
Fisto Roboto.
The nice thing about Comet Melody 1 is how it transitions to Comet Melody 2.
Yeah.
You mentioned, Dave, that it had a payout. It had a payoff that it really impacted you.
Yeah. So yeah, like kind of like a higher drone comes in, and then like the bass becomes a lot more active, and then the drum kicks in, and it feels like triumphant and like uplifting, but it like builds off of like the creeping menace from before it. All feels like a whole pretty unified piece, but with two very distinct parts, which I thought was cool.
I thought it sounded a lot like Super Nintendo music. Like me and Sean were both just picturing like Mario jumping around going woohoo! Woohoo!
One of the things I really like about these old analog synths is like how hard it is for them to stay in tune as you play them. And so like they all have like this kind of like slightly detuned quality as it goes.
Yeah.
And I think that's cool. Just like the little analog warts to it is really part of the appeal to me. Like I remember too, like another thing about analog synths is sometimes if you leave them in the cold, you have to like let them warm up for like 5 or 10 minutes before you start playing them. Otherwise they'll just be wildly out of tune. And that would annoy Dinger to be like, you're like, why doesn't your synth sound right? Are you playing the right notes? It's like, this is the middle C right here. Don't just start the song right away after I turn it on. Wait 5 minutes.
It's like a tube amp.
Yeah. More conflict with Dinger stories.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with the other Dinger we talked about earlier.
Yeah, not Klaus Dinger.
Klaus Dinger. Dinger is also very German too.
Yeah.
He goes to Dramenfest, yeah.
Yeah, he goes to Oktoberfest. He drank enough beer to get to win the tour.
One time I got drunk off of Das Boots at one of his birthday parties, and it made my girlfriend at the time not like you guys.
Yeah, I think that was officially when she stopped liking me. At least because I think I was the only one of the music people that she tolerated until then, and then after that she just hated me. It was funny.
She liked Rob. I think that was about it.
Yeah.
It's funny. Like after I started dating Dana, she liked all my friends that she didn't like, and then vice versa. She didn't like the people that she liked.
Nice.
I never met your other girlfriend, so
I'm sure you must have. You had to have ran into her at a Megaton show, but yeah, you just don't remember.
And she probably didn't talk to you. She probably just glared at you.
I remember I saw somebody was talking about Ozzy's first wife on Reddit, and he said that she used to come to like Black Sabbath shows early on and would be in the corner like knitting. She had that kind of the same vibe.
Yeah.
I don't know. If you showed me a picture, I might be able to tell you if I met her, but
I don't have any pictures of her.
Oh.
Yeah, why would you hold on to those?
Why not? That's true. I don't have any pictures of my ex-girlfriends. Unless Teresa like no. Well,
Teresa has a collection of pictures of your ex-girlfriends.
That'd be weird. I have pictures of Teresa.
Yeah.
She's my ex-girlfriend.
Yeah. Yeah, she's no longer your girlfriend because she's your wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, there you go.
My wife.
She is dead. High five.
My wife's OnlyFans is on sale. High five.
Just $9.99 for 30 days. Get yours now while the sale goes on.
It's free real estate.
Free real estate. I'm a cuckold, yeah.
Austrian will start speaking. Steve, don't look at me. Only Steve knows.
We care about nothing, Lebowski.
All right. Any more thoughts on Comet Melody 2?
Oh shit, we're only on that one.
Yeah.
But the next song was my favorite.
Yeah, Midnight was my favorite on this side.
Yes, very gothic and atmospheric and creepy, and it had a lot of cool sound effects.
Yeah.
It had like the organ at the beginning sounded like a church organ. Then there were synth bats going around, panning around, up like they're up in the belfry. It was like haunted house music.
It was fun.
Yeah, this is the one that reminded me a lot of. You guys might be familiar. It's called IDM, Intelligent Dance Music.
Yeah.
That's actually a pretty I'd say that one's it's got some traction in the modern world of where I'm at with EDM and where I listen to things. A big artist is Greg Jones. He's starting to headline a lot of festivals and stuff actually, and he has so much fun with the synths. You said I think it is like synth bats probably.
Yeah.
That really start to get I don't think I made a note of it, but yeah, the kind of wobbly sound almost.
Yeah.
I almost sometimes thought it was gonna make its way into its own sound. I can't
Yeah. Then there are sounds that could have been wind or could have been ghosts. Then at the end there are synth wolves howling.
This would be a good one for a Halloween mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we've mentioned that a few times this season. So anybody paying attention, make that mix.
And then
you're the one that listens to the episodes the most.
Yeah.
That is true.
Then at some point too, there's the creepy kind of percussive sound from tubular bells.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I liked that. Oh, and my bad. By make its own sound, what I meant is the wobbly synth bat, kind of 360 sound that you get with that. Almost would work as a transition into a different almost progressive. You would almost start to have percussion come in, and just suddenly you have your own sound. I really like that about. That's where it reminds me a lot of IDM, where. Yeah, you'll have a really wobbly synth that'll. It reminds me of one of Steve's recent your EDM song that you made. The synth kind of will just spin around and hit you in the face. And I really like that about IDM and bass music. I'd say.
Oh, which one? Do you remember which one? Was it the one that I officially put out, or
it was the 1 2 3 1 2 3 song? What is?
Beg for Scraps.
Beg for Scraps. Yeah,
That's right. Dave was on that too.
That one.
Yeah,
that was a Loose and Fugue song.
Yeah,
a Loose and Fugue song.
That is where, the progression of bass just starts to whack you in the face. I guess that would.
I know you mentioned you like Labor Day off of that too, and that's the guy that wrote it.
Yep.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that one too.
It's a great song. Yeah.
That one, has that almost synth poppy groove. That, as far as I remember, but of course with rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got that.
Is that krautrock?
Pretty related. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Loose and Fugue is basically anything experimental, pretty much.
But yeah, Midnight highlight, hidden gem on the album, because this entire side is the hidden gem because the first side overshadows the whole thing by quite a bit. But yeah, this was the hidden gem.
All right, and then we got one more here. Sean, you figured out how to pronounce this, kind of.
Yeah.
You want me to do the German?
Yeah.
Yes.
Como se dice morning walk in German?
All right. Morgen Spritzes Gang. Spritzy Gang. Morgen Spritzy Gang.
This one was a bit of a left turn with how prominent the acoustic instruments were. The other ones, you would occasionally hear a piano or a guitar buried in the background. This, after the laser birds at the beginning with the synths, was largely driven. Yeah, laser birds. Was largely driven by the flute and the piano.
It almost reminded me of that classical music that they always do for when a character's waking up in the morning, Disney will do. That's kind of what it felt like.
That definitely is what it felt like. Yeah.
So it was good. It was like I said, this whole album is this one was a lot more relaxing. Like it was a little relaxing morning walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The synths that sounded like water made me feel like I had to pee.
And so you did
Yeah.
in your chair.
Yep, I didn't get up to do it, so that means
He wet him.
Yeah. But yeah, this one, like, it is kind of related to Midnight, though, because you have...
it's like the next day.
Yeah, it's like the next day, so it's... So it does flow from one to the other, and that they're contrasting, like, opposites. While the Comet one was building on something, and then the first side was all things that flowed into each other. Like, this was the biggest left turn, but it wasn't unrelated to the previous song, which I thought was cool.
It was fun on the Autobahn.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I would say that was two really interesting sides of music. I can tell that they had a lot of fun putting that together and writing it, and I'd say if you're into prog or experimental like synthy music
Or sleeping.
Yeah, or sleeping, or planetariums, or driving.
This would be a great one to pick up.
Or if you like Mike Oldenfeld,
Yeah.
Tubular Bells, yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting to hear where they were by the late 70s and early 80s as in comparison to this. Because, like, this is like when this is the first time they became notable as a band. But then just like how they evolved from here and how they become like even more like less proggy and more poppy, and like how that goes is a pretty interesting journey.
Yeah.
Like it is fun to go through like all of them and see how it progresses. But if you're going to do any of the follow up, like their best three records are Trans Europe Express, Man Machine, and Computer World, which I've talked about separately in all this. So those are definitely worth checking out, but also to see like just how the band changed as, like here's where they found their sound, and from there they developed and refined it quite a bit.
Looking at the Wikipedia page for Kraftwerk, it looks like the band is still active. Let's see, when's the last time they released an album? 2003. So probably just a touring band at this point. I noticed that the song Autobahn has a radio cut that condenses it down to 5 minutes.
Yeah. It is worth listening to, especially if you don't have 20 minutes to listen to one song.
Dylan, as a person that's into like modern EDM, how did you feel like did it connect with you as far as that world goes?
Oh yeah, 10 out of 10.
Nice.
I can see how like I listen to a lot of modern synth pop, so I feel like I can see where the progression of like percussion, especially, and the buzziness behind the synths kind of like blends well. And
I remember
has a big connection. There's a lot of artists that come to mind right away. Jay Wolf is a really big one right now. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember after we did the Cabaret Voltaire episode, I recommended it to you, and I think you listened to one of their newer ones that had a pretty modern vibe to it, I thought.
Yeah.
Because I listened to it after you mentioned it. And isn't it basically he's using it as a solo project anymore, the one guy?
Yeah, he was very atmospheric with it. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, way different from Lemon Juice.
Yeah. And then like a lot of
great recommendation.
And a lot of this is something that electronic musicians did keep doing, which is like, okay, yeah, you have like the melody, you have the chord structure, you have the bass, you have the drums. But, like we have another hand here. What if we added like some like sweeping atmospheric sounds that you get by pressing a single note and then twisting a knob, which is how you like get the things, like the effect of the cars driving by, or the synth bats circling around the balcony, like just like how you can incorporate noise into a song. This album does a lot for, and current synth artists have definitely learned and like expanded on that. So it's cool to see.
And pushing a button and twisting a knob is like my favorite way of masturbating. So
yes.
All right, so that's
foreplay. Anyways,
Yeah.
this is the penultimate album of the season. We decided we need to finally wrap it up because our outro collage is getting too long, and that's the only reason.
Yeah. And we need a break.
and we had fun on the Autobahn.
We're we're gonna wrap out this season by listening to an album that none of us have listened to, called "The Best of Bread."
Yes.
Out of Sean's collection.
Yes.
Although ironically, and now I own a copy because I inherited my dad's record collection.
Your copy might be better than mine. I don't know. Like,
We'll look at them both and,
yeah.
and decide which one to go for.
And, well, it's funny because I remember him and Sandy were standing there after they were like flipping through my record collection. He pulls it out and he turns to Sandy and goes, "Sandy, look, The Best of Bread." And they were both like, "Oh, I love this song."
And I said, you know, they can totally have that album when we're done with it. I don't think I'd ever listen to it. I think the funniest thing would be if we actually liked it. That would be
hilarious.
hilarious if we're like, "Oh, Bread's pretty awesome," but they're like the most milquetoast looking white motherfuckers you ever seen in your life.
And I'm pretty sure the music's that way too.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, we were all surprised by Lord Such.
I'm pretty sure I will like Bread more than I liked Iced Earth.
Well, probably. Yeah, there you go. There's your prediction. And Kiss.
Yes.
Not Nickelback. I think I like Nickelback better than Bread.
Dylan, do you do any recording projects right now that you're ready to plug, or?
No, I wish. But
Okay,
no.
so we'll move on to say that.
It's all tucked away for now. So
Sounds good.
yeah, I appreciate it though. Yeah, thank you for having me on.
Yeah.
So I haven't really done any like online presence like this for a while. I did like stream in like 2017 on Twitch like forever ago, but I would just like do like solo horror game streams and stuff like that of like Amnesia and
right.
Soma. Really good game actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love
Amnesia-
that one.
Amnesia is a great game.
Machine for
yeah.
Pigs.
Yeah,
I just like saying Machine for
yeah,
Pigs.
that one I got stuck on so much. But all this does remind me. No, thank you to Jeff for ending up with this record and then having it passed on to you and you running into it.
Yeah, I'm
It's really
glad.
cool.
I figured you'd like it, so I'm glad you joined us.
Yeah.
I know.
can picture him DJing it back then. You know, he surely was like he had his fader out on his little stereo machine. Left to right.
If you want a copy, Steve does have two of them, so
Oh, actually, yeah.
I'm sure you could probably talk him out of one of
Rack it
them.
up with like the two vinyls.
And
like,
then
out the
Steve's
front.
like, "You motherfucker."
She was like, "Don't offer my stuff."
Sean, you suck. I do have also he also has two copies of Bread, so you can have one.
Mash up Morning Walk with a Bread song.
Oh my god! All right, let's go.
All right. The rest of us are in a band called Alliterates. We're about to release a song on a comp called "The House Came Crashing Down." So keep an eye out on our social media.
We're about to be on. I need to submit it, so maybe I shouldn't say anything until I get a yes. So I'll leave that one alone. But yeah, there's a few other things coming up.
Yeah, and I think that's it.
Flippity
All right,
floppy.
yeah. Catch you on the flip side.
Flippity flippity flip. Steven, I'm talking to you right now because I know you're recording. It's not cool that you record our conversations. And I think it's weird that we're on mic. Steven. I hear you call my name, Steven. Duck inside the inside. Cooking for the daughter. Steven. Why did you go to the bathroom and treat the recording? It's weird. It's weird, Steven. You're a big disappointment to your mother and I, Steven.
Side 1, Side B is a Floof Goof Studios production. Please check out the description for more information about the guests and the album reviewed. You can find us on Bluesky under the names Kill Rock Music, that's KILRAVOCK, and Dave under Beastmaster General. You can find us on Instagram under Kill Rock Music SWS and Dave_Diction. And you can also find our regular contributor Sean under the name Boozer Slug. You can find Steve and Sean on Threads with the same usernames as Instagram. Check out our post-punk band, The Alliterates, our experimental group Lucid Fugue, and Steve's solo project Kill Rock on most major streaming platforms. You can visit Steve's website, killrockmusic.com, for easy access. That's KILRAVOCK music.com. And if you want to check out Dave's past band, Gong Farmer, and their album Pop Dada, you can do so on Bandcamp. Thanks.
Everyone we worked with is dead.
Really ripped.
I need to change my pants.
Check. Leonard Bernstein. I hate it so much I skipped the whole Destroyer.
Allow me to play you out.
Dirty Dave just pooped his pants.
Yes, indeed.
Perfect hooker murdering song.
Kick out the jail, motherfucker!
Are you ready?
Steve's got some cheese.
Get my podcast voice ready to go.
Jaw Wobble. What a name.
I'm Ivan Moody, and I'm having a psychotic break.
Testicules.
That is a fun fact.
And there's a jazz hole.
What do you mean the song is called Sweet Pea?
Now that we're done with Steve's Rorschach test, let's talk about the album.
For fuck's sake.
That's not very Vivian of you guys. It's a professional operation over here.
This is Fantasia for people who had to repeat the 9th grade.
Heavy metal.
Yeah, hands off, Britain. We'll dump it in the sea again.
Shove it.
I love California.
Cunt.
I.
All right.
Collage of noise.
I'm free. Dun dun dun.
Free falling. We make no jokes here.